Deciding between a front load washer versus top load is a difficult decision. It's even more confusing when you consider all of the laundry options that are available now. So in this video, you'll learn the pros and cons of each type, including one style washer you should never buy. You'll see reliability of all types based on over 37,000 service calls logged by our service team just last year. Stay into the end. I'll show you a simple hack to detect water leaks in your newly installed washing machine or any other appliance. Let's talk about the biggest misconceptions first. Based on over 37,000 service calls, 4.3% of top load washers will need service in the first year, while the average front load will need service 5.6% of the time. Both are far below the average service rate of an appliance, which is about 9.5%. The difference of 1.3% is statistically not significant and hasn't been statistically significant in the last 5 years. So contrary to what you've heard, reliability differences are not a reason to consider a front or a top load washer. However, it is more costly to fix a front load on average, especially the motor and assembly. You always want to be sure you have adequate service in your area before you buy any appliance. So from a service perspective, maybe a top loader would be a better choice. Right now, the least expensive top load washer is $449, and the least expensive front load on sale is $599. The front load is slightly more expensive, but will have much better capacity and more features. I'll show you how to buy either for the lowest price without haggling or spending tons of time shopping later in the video. However, the most popular front load and top load washers average about $799 to $1,099. In years past, the top loads were always much less expensive, but that's no longer the case for models with similar features. So for price, unless you want the least expensive top load, is not a factor to consider for either machine. Top load washers typically won't have issues with mold like front loads can. Mold, mildew, and odor are a function of standing water, which can happen in a front load washer, especially in the gasket and the dispenser. However, mold development in front load washers is preventable and controllable. You should dry the gasket in the back of the machine after every use. Leave the door open to allow air to circulate and dry any residual moisture. And also rub the machine in a hot wash or tub clean cycle once a month. But you solve that problem without you doing any of that. They've introduced microban antimicrobial surfaces, preventing the buildup of mold, along with G's Ultra Fresh Fan. The fan inside the drum dries the residual moisture after the cycle is complete. But from a mold perspective, outside of G, top loads are a bit better. Both top load and front load washers are now larger. Front loads average 4.5 to 5.3 cubic feet for the most common machines. It will be as large as 5.8 cubic feet. You now have 3 types of top load washers to consider. Regular top loads, which are roughly 3.2 to 3 cubic feet with a larger agitator. Then you have the newer high efficiency type hybrid washers, combining the convenience of a top load washer with the capacity of a front load washer. At least they're supposed to. The impeller or no agitator models are supposed to clean the clothes like a regular top load with a diffuser at the bottom. As much as I like the idea, we've never seen hybrid washers work well enough to clean clothes from any manufacturer. You can't add a bigger drum, subtract the agitator, and expect the clothes to be properly spun clean in the washer. We don't display or sell agitator-less hybrid type washers at Yale. The hybrids with agitator seem promising from LG and Profile. They have good capacity of 4.7 to 5.3 cubic feet, decent spin speeds, and even have advanced features like automatic dispensers. However, a hybrid will actually be 0.6 to 0.8 cubic foot less than advertised because of the agitator. So front loaders are the largest, far larger than regular top loaders, and a bit larger than the hybrids. Top load washers use about 348 kilowatts of energy yearly. Front loaders use less than half at 159 kilowatt, and hybrids are in the middle at about 212. The average top load uses 40 gallons of water, can fill up to 70 gallons on deep fill cycles depending on the manufacturer. While front load washers use about 10 to 14 gallons of water, with hybrids again in the middle at about 17 gallons. People don't talk about spin speed, but a higher spin speed is better. Having a higher spin in your washer will help you extract water from your clothes for less time in the dryer. Front loads average 1160 to 1300 RPM spin speed, with Miele and Bosch compact models topping out at about 1600 RPM. Top loaders average about 700, and hybrids at about 850 RPM. You'll notice the difference if you're washing a load of laundry. My bed sheets, blankets, and even sweatpants had to be dried twice in the top loads that I had in my apartment last year. Front loaders are much better, even when you consider the larger capacity. Even though the front load washers spin faster, also general in your clothes because the clothes effectively wash themselves by rubbing against each other in the wash cycle. Top load washers are tough on clothes because of the agitator. Oftentimes the clothes can be knotted around the agitator, especially in my old top loader. While this never happened in any of the front loads I've had in the previous 20 years. Interesting, the new G Profile hybrid top load has a knot cycle to prevent knots from occurring. So from a washing and drying standpoint, front load will wash and dry better. Every machine in any configuration has enough cycles. The average machine has 10 cycles and 11 options. Front loads are now the better hybrids offer some more advanced cycles worth considering. Steam loosens up tough stains so they can be powered out. It's almost standard for front loads and a few pricey top loads. Speed cycles are also becoming popular in both styles. Most front load machines, you can now wash a small load in about 15 to 30 minutes. Now LG is their Turbo 360 with high pressure wash jets in their front load, and now their top load washers. An automatic dispensing detergent is a feature you should consider in any type of machines. You add 18 to 40 loads of detergent, depending on the brand. It's not just convenient. Automatic detergent dispenser will prevent you from placing too much detergent in the wash. Too much detergent is a problem for front loaders especially, because you only need a capful in a front load that uses less water. And all that foamy detergent will stay in the machine for an expensive future service call. You now have more types with a front load like 24-inch compact laundry to fit easily in closets and even in standard kitchen cabinets. You have the new popular combo washer and dryer where you can put it in clothes dirty and have them clean and dry. We have tons of videos on these new combos. You should know the cons. Although they're convenient, combos take much longer than a separate washer and dryer, and you can't reload the washer like you can on a separate set. Because nobody can tell you if the re-engineered filters will work, which is a huge problem in the older combos. If not, that lid will eventually seize the machine. But if there's one piece of technology you should embrace in the front load, it's the wash tower, especially if you're stacking. Controls are in the middle, so you don't have to reach as much. It also has a ventless model with a heat pump dryer that will use far less energy. We cover heat pumps in other videos, and they're seriously worth considering even now. Wait for a holiday, any holiday. Manufacturers increased capacity in the pandemic for demand that is no longer there. You can save 10 to 35%, plus even more with rebates. By the way, that's for all appliances in any holiday, and these holidays stretch into months, like Black Friday now from Halloween until Cyber Monday, 4 days after Thanksgiving. Now I want to save you for a possible flood in your laundry room or even in your dishwasher in the kitchen. This is the best hack ever, and it'll work with any type of appliance, like a dishwasher or even your water heater. It will save you from a potential nightmare, and it's so simple. Appliance deliveries are so universally poor that this will come handy in case your washer is installed wrong. After any of our deliveries, on a dishwasher, washer, or refrigerator with a dispenser, we place specially designed laminated paper underneath to detect water leaks. So if any of our clients see water on that paper within 24 hours, then call us to reinstall or fix. You can do something similar. Just cut a piece of wax paper, place it underneath your appliance in order to detect any water issues. After 24 hours, if you don't see any water, just remove the paper. Okay, now that you've seen the differences, click here for the best front load washers, and click here for the best top loaders, and thanks for watching.